Like flesh covers bone, says Bukowski. But I've seen bone that flesh didn't cover. I've seen a blonde girl stare at the sky, her rib cage sprung open like bony Stonehenge. I've seen a toddler's chicken ribs splintered by a bullet shot through her bedroom wall. But not until the bomb in Boston had I ever seen a man awake, staring at a foot-long bone shank where his leg used to be. The word made bone, stripped of flesh, oozing marrow. No foot to wash, no forgiveness. The opposite of mercy. This one's from my book that has a painting by Debbie on it. It's called The Horizontal Poet. And because MK read about clitorises for Bob, I have to read about vaginas.
Very good.
20,000 vaginas under the sea. All the dead mermaids sank to the bottom, year after century after millennium, for 30 million Cretaceous years, their thoracic skeletons pressing one on the other, undulating with the swell of the sea, grinding and settling, turning to chalk. Now, when you see those white cliffs of Dover, or the piece of chalk in a teenager's hand, executing a technically impressive obscene drawing while the teacher's out of the room, or the tailor deftly marking inseams, or the gymnast powdering her palms, taking that deep breath before she mounts the beam, think of the mermaids, their siren songs, their unfallen breasts, and between their scales those fishy slits now long dissolved, and all that's born of bodies born to tempt, all that's left of bodies born to tempt marks a tennis court's edge or the price of haddock on a market slate. Thank you. Now, I wanted to invite all of you to come hear my publisher, Bruce Isaacson of Zeitgeist Press, and me read at Moe's on Thursday night if you're free.
The 27th.
The 27th. It starts at 7:30. And there's no open mic.
No!
Yeah, thank you.
No dreaded open mic?
So it could be an advantage or disadvantage. This one is for my dear friend Debbie, who lost her 18-year-old cat Foxy on Wednesday.
That's my dog's name.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Foxy lady.
Unfastened from a dying animal. I always cringe when a poetess reads aloud her ode to her darling dead cat or dog, moving herself to soggy sobs behind the podium. I can't grieve for your ancient kitty, but I feel for you, alone now with your paintings and high ceilings. She's gone to lie in the lap of your dead husband. You wanted to cremate her and tossed her ashes off the pier, where you scattered his, so they could be together. His made a silver screen in the wind as you emptied the shoebox. It danced laughing like his soul. I came to your house where Foxy lay on the sofa in a ring. She squawked when I tried to pet her, then put her chin down on her tail and let me stroke her. I told her, think of Tom's broad thighs. Soon you'll be able to sit on his lap for eternity, just like you always wanted. And I'm going to finish with the history of our love. But lest I forget, I'm well trained by Julie to hawk my tawdry wares and tell you I'm going to be selling these books afterwards for $14 a piece. You can buy them from me or from my husband Hugh, the beautiful man right there with the red gloves and right there with the red hair. And we also have chapbooks for $5 a piece. The history of our love. Hugh, if you were a skeleton and I were a skeleton, we would weave our bones together like a death's head embrace. I'd be able to get closer to you than I've ever been, your clavicle bumping up against my chromium. one of the 27 little bones of my hand would grab your iliac crest with equal enthusiasm. The chalky scrape of kneecap against femur, the click and rattle of your metacarpals dragging over my fibula and tibia would drive us to ever-increasing ecstasies of excitement. When you drew your phalanges over my ribs, I'd sound like a horny, bony xylophone. We'd grind, scrape, click, and rattle right through the night and the day and the night, wearing ourselves and each other away until nothing was left but a happy, exhausted heap of calcium carbonate. Like a pile of powdered Tums or crushed Rolaids, ready to be pressed into a stick of chalk for a child to write on the sidewalk the history of our love. Thank you.